They have more freedom, more money, more choices, more power than ever before. So why are so many modern women quietly miserable? It doesn't add up. Women today live in a world their grandmothers couldn't have imagined. They can pursue careers, delay marriage, travel solo, run companies, and decide exactly how to live their lives. The feminist movements of the 20th century broke barriers and reshaped the world. Society told women, "You're free now. You can be anything, do anything, have everything." But if all of that is true, why are so many of them unhappy? According to the Gallup World Poll, women today consistently report higher levels of stress, anxiety, and sadness than men. And it's not just in one region. Across the US, Europe, and much of Asia, women are leading in mental health issues like depression and burnout. In fact, happiness surveys show that since the 1970s, women's overall life satisfaction has been declining, even as their rights and opportunities have expanded. That's not just surprising, it's a paradox. We assumed that with more freedom would come more fulfillment, that breaking traditional gender roles would free women from limitation. But instead, many now feel lost, exhausted, and overwhelmed. So what's really going on here? Is it the pressure to do it all, to be independent, but also nurturing, successful yet humble, ambitious but still desirable? Is it the rise of social media, constantly comparing yourself to curated, perfect-looking lives? Is it the collapse of traditional relationships, where love has become more transactional and dating more disconnected? Or is it something deeper, something cultural, psychological, maybe even spiritual? This video is not about blaming feminism or demonizing freedom. It's about understanding the hidden cost of modern life for women. Because when every door is open, the burden of choice can become paralyzing. When you're told you can be everything, you often feel like you're never enough. In the next segments, we're going to explore 5 key reasons why modern women are struggling with unhappiness more than ever before. Some of these may shock you, others might sound painfully familiar, but one thing is certain. Until we face this truth, no amount of empowerment will ever feel like peace. In the past, a woman's role, though limited, was clear: raise children, support her husband, take care of the home. Today, those boundaries have been blown wide open. On paper, that sounds like a win, but in reality, it's created a whole new kind of pressure. Now, women are expected to do everything and be perfect at all of it. Modern culture promotes the idea of the superwoman, a flawless career woman who also keeps a fit body, cooks organic meals, raises brilliant children, maintains a thriving social life, and somehow still meditates every morning. She's the boss at work, the caregiver at home, the lover in the bedroom, the motivational speaker on Instagram. And if you fall short in even one area, you feel like you've failed. This pressure isn't always external, it's often internalized. Women now measure themselves not against reality, but against an idealized version of themselves, one that doesn't exist, one that's been shaped by media, influencers, and a culture obsessed with achievement. It's no wonder studies show that burnout among professional women is at an all-time high. According to Deloitte's 2023 Women at Work report, almost 50% of women say they feel burned out, and nearly half feel they have to be always on just to keep up. But it's not just about work. Even motherhood, once considered a natural part of life, has become a high-stakes performance. Are you feeding your baby the right way? Did you lose the baby weight fast enough? Are you a gentle parent, or are you traumatizing your child? And through it all, women are told, "You're so lucky to have all these choices." But what if choice becomes just another burden? Many women don't feel free. They feel exhausted, confused, and stretched, so thin they're barely functioning. They aren't asking for more options. They're asking for room to breathe. So maybe the problem isn't that women can do everything. Maybe it's the unrealistic expectation that they should do everything flawlessly and smile while doing it. Many women don't feel free. They feel tired, conflicted, and secretly resentful of a life that looks perfect on the outside, but feels empty on the inside. Not because they're ungrateful, not because they're weak, but because somewhere along the way, the pursuit of having it all turned into a silent war with themselves, a war they were never meant to fight alone. For decades, women were told to be strong, independent, unstoppable. You don't need a man. Chase your dreams. Never settle. And many did exactly that. They climbed ladders, built careers, bought homes, and claimed their independence proudly. But beneath that strength, a quiet confusion started to grow. Because while society pushed for empowerment, it offered no clarity about identity. What does it actually mean to be a woman today? Is it strength or softness? Independence or connection? Ambition or contentment? For many, it feels like choosing one side means betraying the other. You want love, but fear being seen as needy. You want success, but miss the simplicity of family. You want to rest, but guilt eats at you for not doing more. And in that tug of war between roles, something gets lost, your real self. Social media makes it worse. One day you're told to be a girl boss. The next, you're shamed for not embracing feminine energy. Online influencers sell empowerment like it's an aesthetic. Clean girl mornings, luxury routines, soft-core feminism. But it's all surface. Behind it, there's very little space to ask deeper questions like, what do I actually want? What kind of life truly feels right for me? Instead of feeling liberated, many women feel trapped in a constant performance. The version of themselves they present to the world feels polished but hollow. And when the applause fades, they're left wondering, am I actually happy? Or just playing the part of someone who looks happy? The irony is heartbreaking. In a time when women can choose anything, they're often paralyzed by pressure and disconnected from their own intuition. When you're no longer anchored by a clear identity, when you're pulled in 10 different directions by 10 different expectations, it's easy to feel like you're drifting, no matter how successful you appear. And that's a heavy truth. Sometimes the hardest thing about freedom is figuring out who you are without anyone else's script. We live in the most connected era in human history: likes, comments, video calls, dating apps, online communities, and yet more women than ever report feeling deeply, persistently alone. It's a strange kind of loneliness. Not always physical. Many women have busy social calendars, coworkers, and online friends. But emotionally, they feel unseen, unheard, unheld. Like they're surrounded by noise, but starved for meaning. One major reason? Modern relationships have become unstable, transactional, and often disappointing. Traditional dating culture has collapsed. Commitment is delayed or dismissed entirely. Ghosting is normal. Genuine intimacy is rare. Many women find themselves stuck in a cycle of casual flings, unspoken expectations, and endless situationships where no one wants to define anything. And when they do express emotional needs, connection, loyalty, depth, they're sometimes labeled as clingy or too much. So they learn to shrink, to settle, to silence themselves. It's not just romantic either. Friendships, too, have changed. We're so busy chasing goals, curating our lives for Instagram, and grinding towards some vague version of success, that we forget how to show up for each other. We send birthday texts instead of visits. We double tap instead of asking, how are you really? As women become more self-sufficient, society celebrates them. You don't need anyone. You're better off alone than in a bad relationship. And while that's sometimes true, it also hides a painful reality. Humans aren't built for hyper-independence. We're wired for connection. But modern life makes connection harder than ever. When vulnerability is seen as weakness, when everyone's too busy to listen, when affection is earned through performance rather than presence, it's no wonder so many women feel isolated even in full rooms. They scroll past perfect lives, perfect bodies, perfect couples, and quietly wonder, what's wrong with me that I feel so empty? Nothing is wrong, but something is missing. And it's not something success can replace. It's belonging, and the safety to be your full, unfiltered self with someone who stays. In the final part, we'll explore the deepest cost of it all and why even women who have it all still can't escape the quiet ache inside. She has the job, she has the degree, she has the apartment, the wardrobe, the confidence, the captions. And yet, she cries quietly at night. She scrolls for hours to numb the noise. She doesn't recognize herself in the mirror anymore. How did we get here? We promised modern women freedom, but we didn't teach them how to carry it. We gave them opportunity, but loaded it with impossible expectations. We said, "You can be anything," but forgot to remind them that it's okay not to be everything. And so millions of women are silently breaking under the weight of having it all. They're not broken because they're ungrateful. They're not unhappy because they've failed. They're unhappy because the modern definition of success was never designed for human fulfillment. Success told them, achieve more. Society told them, feel less. Social media told them, look perfect. Feminism told them, you don't need anyone. And deep down, their hearts whispered, but I just want to feel safe, loved, and enough. So where do we go from here? The answer isn't to return to the past. It isn't to throw away progress or silence empowerment. It's to redefine what happiness actually means. Maybe happiness isn't about being everything to everyone. Maybe it's about being deeply, honestly yourself, even if that self doesn't fit the trend. Maybe it's choosing a slower life, a smaller circle, or a softer voice, and knowing that still counts. And most of all, maybe it's about giving women permission to stop performing and start feeling again. Because real happiness isn't found in having it all. It's found in knowing what you truly need and letting go of what you don't. This isn't a criticism of women. It's a wake-up call for a culture that sold them a dream, but never asked if it made them feel alive.